A few days ago, I spoke with Matt Dillahunty and Promise Backlund on the question, why is God hiding? We spoke for about 40 minutes, and since I put the conversation up on my channel, I've had a number of comments make me realize that I perhaps wasn't as clear with my claims as I meant to be. I attempted to resolve the problem of divine hiddenness. It goes like this. If there is a God who can be known and desires to know everyone, why is it that God seems hidden to many? This is a supposed logical inconsistency within many theistic worldviews, including my own Christian view. So one would attempt to resolve the apparent contradiction by proposing an internal solution. Here is mine. An evaluation for the evidence of God across many disciplines, including philosophy, history, and science, cannot alone compel someone to believe or disbelieve in God. Many of the arguments seem to come up inconclusive. It is only a seeker's openness and desire, one way or the other, that'll end up bringing them to their own convictions. Paul himself, back when he was Saul, was aware of the Christians' claims and their apologetical arguments, but it wasn't until something experiential and radical happened that he turned. The disciples did not believe in the resurrection until they experienced it with their own eyes. Pharaoh continually hardened his own heart again and again despite seeing Yahweh's plagues around him. The Pharisees did not have eyes to see or ears to hear. The worshippers of the beast in the book of Revelation, despite seeing God's power all around them, continue to choose to worship the beast because it's what they truly desire. The list goes on. So why did God set up the universe this way? Why did he make it so that empirical evidence alone cannot compel belief? Well, I don't know. But I suspect it has something to do with the kind of love that God desires in people. Ultimately, he gives us the choice. We can choose to love him and serve him, or we can choose to reject him. And this may actually just bring about a kind of love for God and love for people that empirically driven compassion, if there is such a thing, could not. In the end, God desires our allegiance to what is good and true. The kind of allegiance that is brought about by experiential knowledge may just be of a higher caliber than empirically driven allegiance. This addresses the internal problem of divine hiddenness. It is not designed to provide evidence for God's existence. It is meant to solve an internal problem. However, in my discussion with Matt and Promise, I was told multiple times that I had failed to provide any evidence for God's existence. I clarified that, yes, this is true, but I also wasn't trying to. Many of the commenters under my video seem to have the same issue with my claims. Matt went so far as to say that he doesn't care about internal consistency and that it has nothing to do with whether or not a worldview is true. I disagree. Imagine for a moment that I were to tell you of my friend John. John goes to college with me. John is a married bachelor, and John sells free iPhones for $500. Do you need to inquire any further about my claims to know that they're at least partially untrue? I may have a friend named John, and he may even go to college with me, but you know immediately that he cannot be a married bachelor, nor could he sell free iPhones for $500 apiece. Those are logically contradictory, and thus you can conclude that my statement is at least partially false. When we assess worldviews, we must first confirm internal consistency. This alone does not prove a worldview to be true, but it's a prerequisite for it existing in reality. Matt and Promise brought up an apparent internal contradiction within theism, and I attempted to resolve it. I made no grounds in proving God's existence, but I also wasn't trying to. I'll end by quoting Bible scholar Dale Allison. Sight is not insight. Knowledge is a function of being, and religious knowledge must be a function of religious being. Or as the Beatitude has it, the pure in heart see God. Thanks for watching.